Y'all tired of y'all girl cooking that chicken Alfredo every night, Monday to Friday, man. I'm gonna show y'all how to make some good ass steak potatoes for your missus, my boy. Yo, today we're gonna make some steak and potatoes, as you've seen, at the beginning of the video. Yeah, it's 10 o'clock, and I'm hungry. What y'all gonna do about it? So, as y'all see, got some butter, some thyme, got some more garlic cloves, someone I used in my last recipe. Some gold potatoes. I like gold potatoes because they're softer and they cook better and they just look better in general. It don't matter which ones you eat, some Idaho, gold, or whatever, but it don't matter which ones y'all get. I like the gold potatoes. Onion powder, garlic powder, pepper, salt, olive oil, you know what I mean? And I got this roasted garlic and herb seasoning. That's from potatoes. I'm gonna parboil them, so y'all gonna see me do that. And but it don't matter what seasoning y'all use for steak or potatoes. Just it's just the cooking process is what I want to demonstrate, in this video. So yeah. All right, so yeah, get your potatoes. Look at this one. Look at me, going crazy. Make sure you watch them both though. You gonna see me do it in a minute. Well, you gonna see me do it, but I kind of forgot. I was kind of looking through the. I was trying to see which ones I wanted to get first, basically. And this was a bad bag. I'm not gonna lie. This bag had like a lot of like deformed. You see me like looking at them and shit. Look at me like a lot of deformed ass potatoes. Make sure I get a better bag than I did. But you know what I mean. It was something that was good. And you know what I mean. Some of them had roots growing them hoes, so I ain't gonna hold you. Like I said, I went and cleaned my potatoes, right? Some had like roots growing and shit and whatnot, but it's not too bad. You can cut them; they're like very like short. But them hoes straight up like the bitches like looking like a fucking like a forest in there and shit. Like just throw them away. That shit is, you can die. That shit like you can get sick from that. So I mean, yeah. Like I said, cut it in like inch size pieces. No, not too big, not too little. No, just like bite size that you can intake. And I cut up 2. I thought I needed 3, but 3 was like a little bit too much, so I just only used 2. But if you're cooking with like for your partner or whatnot, it was like 2 people eating, most people eating, I say like cut up like 4 or 3, depending on how much y'all eat or whatnot. But yeah, man. All right, so yeah, once your potatoes get done cut up, you wash them motherfucking everything. You get like a big pot, like a medium-sized pot, whatever you got. Set that motherfucker, put that stove on hell, make sure that shit on high. Damn. Then drop your potatoes in there with a little bit of salt. And once you do that, let them come to a boil. And then once they start boiling, set a timer for like 20 minutes. And that's gonna like I said, they're gonna cook them like halfway through, because you're gonna finish cooking them in the oven. You know what I mean? So you're gonna cook them like halfway through, so it can be a little soft, like crunching hot shot marry. Yeah. You know what I mean? Once your potatoes done boiling, put them in a little colander or a drainer with the lid or whatever, whatever you can do to drain them before we move on to this next step, because you don't need no water on this marry. Make sure your oven is preheating at 450, by the way, too. And then you want to get you a little medium-sized bowl, large bowl, or whatever. And this is where you come in with your olive oil and whatever seasoning you use. Like I said, I would prefer for you to get like an Italian, garlic, herb, whatever, something that's gonna be good on potatoes, you know what I mean? And I mean to tell you, I put so much of this like garlic seasoning, and I came with some paprika too. I don't know, I just started throwing shit in there. I ain't gonna hold you, but it came out so good, dog. Like I put so much of that herb seasoning in it, shit so good. I'm telling you, like y'all gotta get it, bro. Like if y'all don't know what to get, then just get a garlic hub, buttery, anything type of that seasoning, bro. That junk is just, man, they had the whole kitchen smell like fucking heaven found. Alright, so once you season your potatoes or whatnot and douse them in the oil, you want to get you a little baking sheet, put some foil in that mug, and you want to make sure the foil is drenched in some olive oil before you continue. I mean, because you don't want your potatoes sticking to the thing or whatnot. Yeah, and it's gonna give it a good crust, basically. I think you can do it without the foil, but it's just less messy to clean up. You just when you're done, you can just take the foil off and just throw it away, and then wipe down the thing and shit. But yeah, and make sure they're spaced out. Make sure none are touching, because if they're touching, then they can't cook. They can't cook evenly. That's what I think. I don't know, but just spread them out. Make sure none is touching. It don't matter if you have it skin down, flesh down. It don't really matter, because they're all gonna, you're gonna start flipping them. You're gonna flip them anyway. They're gonna take a good minute to cook. All right, so when your oven done preheating, you want to drop the potatoes in there, man. Look at me do my little dancing dance. Look. Yo. See, now while your potatoes and stuff is cooking, roasting in the oven, you want to cook with your steaks. I'm using one steak because I'm the only one eating. You know what I mean? Because you're gonna cook too if you just cook with somebody else, right? And you're gonna pat them dry, because you don't need any moisture on the steaks at all, because you want to get a good crust on them. My steaks was not gonna for Walmart. Should have got it for like no, or produce places. Just don't get your meat from Walmart if you want some good quality meat. This shit was a little brown, but I don't give a fuck because I'm on a budget. So I came in with some salt, black pepper, onion powder, garlic powder. I use this almost every single time because it's not too much and it's not too little. You know what I mean? You don't want to over season that man because I already got fat on it, and I'm gonna be putting butter and other stuff on it. So you know what I mean? You don't want to do too much. All right. So by the time you're done with your steak seasoning your steak and shit, potato should be like roasted on one side. And as you see, I was kind of moving a little too quick, and I like ripped a little bit of it up. But you kind of take your time flipping them. Maybe I should have got like a spatula or some shit. It would have been better just to get all of them at once. But I like being like tedious and stuff. So what I mean, once you flip them over again, you're gonna put them back in the oven, and you're basically gonna forget about it until your steak is done. Alright, so while your potatoes are finished roasting, you wanna get a I like using cast irons, but you get a pan or whatever, and put some olive oil in it. Put it on medium high heat. And you want to put your steak down when the oil is like when you can see smoke come off the top of the oil. You need it pretty hot because you want to get a good initial sear on it. All right, so while your steak is cooking on that one side, it shouldn't take long. Get your 2 garlic cloves, and you want to smash them down like kind of how I'm doing it. I think I smashed them too hard because I'm kind of like tearing them up, but just smash them down so so you can get like the juices what not going because you're gonna throw it in your steak in a minute. All right, so after you do your garlic like that, you're gonna want to flip your steak after like a minute or two. Mine's darker than I wanted it to be, but it was still good. You throw your butter in there. Throw like 3 tablespoons, like 2 tablespoons and a half of butter. You want to use a good amount. It's a big steak. I threw my thyme in there. I threw my 2 garlic cloves in there. And you kind of just want to butter baste it. You know what I mean? Turn the heat down too, because you don't want your butter to burn. I had my butter burn on me a couple of times, so I'm used to that. So turn it down to like medium heat. Like 6 or something, like 5.5. You want to get you a spoon. You kind of want to tilt your pan or whatever you're using, and you want to throw your butter and your garlic and your thyme all over your steak. Kind of want to keep doing it because it's gonna it's gonna make your steak. It's gonna make your steak crust like good. I mean, it's gonna make the crust good, and it's gonna make it just taste good. It's gonna make it all like buttery and sweet and shit. It's gonna make it. Right. This time my John was looking like a minute. Will be butter basting. Like I said, my steak was thick, so you kind of want to cook it for a little bit. You don't want to take it off too quick. I don't want to throw mine in the oven, so I kind of cooked it a little longer on low heat to get it cooked thoroughly. All right, so this was like 2-3 minutes after my last clip. I had let it cook a little longer. So when you take it off, you're gonna put it like on a cutting board or like a flat surface or plate, whatever. Just put it down on something that they can just rest on. And you wanna put some butter on top too. To let that butter soak in. And you wanna let it rest for 5 minutes before you cut into it, cause so it can like soak in the juices and stuff. You know what I mean? Make it all good as you. This is what they be hitting on. Yeah. Shit dripping. That motherfucker. Ooh wee. Perfect. I like my shit like medium, like a little medium well. I don't like medium well. It's like medium or medium well. Like I can't do no really pink shit, but it's cooked. If you ain't tried medium before or medium well, you should try it, my boy. It's good, man. Don't be afraid of the pink meat, man. My first time using garlic and thyme, and boy, it did not disappoint, man. And these parboiled potatoes, dog. If you ain't had a season, it's real. You need to get that motherfucker, bro. Roasted garlic herb. It's soft on the inside. It's crispy on the outside, man. Literally, parboiling is like, I never, like when I first started parboiling, I never went back to the normal way. Like just throwing them in the oven, like without boiling them first. Cause they be like hard and stuff and undercooked, and they take a long time to cook if you just throw them straight in the oven. But if you like boil them for like 20 minutes before you throw them in the oven,
dog, they be hitting.